Have you ever been devastated because something you wanted to happen didn't happen? Have you ever been heartbroken because you expected more from a relationship? In this video, I want to teach you how to deal with failure, how to reframe it, and how to use it to your advantage. Now, I'm recording this video. I'm actually facing a fear of failure right now. Like, what if nobody watches my videos? Like, if it gets 6 views? What if somebody makes fun of me? What if I fail miserably at making YouTube videos? Well, I don't know. Those things could happen. Nobody could watch. But I think I have a really good message that needs to be shared. So I'm going to do it anyways. Now, when you first deal with failure, it could hurt, right? Obviously, it could sting. I want to teach you real briefly how to deal with that bit of pain. And we're going to talk about a different type of pain a little bit later. That little bit of pain will go away. It will. This too shall pass is a very popular saying because it's true. Time heals all wounds. Also true. Now, in this moment, it doesn't feel like that's going to happen anytime soon, right? So something I used to do when I was a teenager, if I got some devastating news or had a rough going with in a relationship or a friendship, I would tell myself, somewhere in this world, someone was struggling with so much more than me. Somebody was either suffering from a death of a loved one, a parent, or someone was starving. And here I was just dealing with this little thing. That gave me perspective by minimizing a little bit of how I was feeling, but it helped me get through a few of the days. Now, in my older life, being in my 40s, I look back at my younger self and I get perspective from looking at that person. Oh, I've been through this before. Let's say I make a mistake. Like I bomb a speech. Well, I've done that before many times and nothing happened because I did that. So if I bomb this one, yeah, it's not cool. It'll sting a little bit, but I'll recover and I'll be back to try again. Now, let's say you failed. You got kicked out of your school. You didn't expect it. Or maybe you expected it and you didn't know how this would really feel. So you're going to feel some bit of pain that I just talked about. Get some perspective on that. But after the initial pain wears off, are you going to let it continue to hurt you? Or are you going to learn from it? That's the decision you have to make. Let it continue to hurt you or learn from it. How do you let it continue to hurt you? That is the big question. Sometimes young people I work with, a lot of young people I work with just got kicked out of school or failed several classes. They feel like a failure. That might be you. You feel bad. You feel like you're not enough. You feel like you're not wanted. You feel like you're not capable. You're not smart enough. You're not good enough. Those are all untrue. You may have failed, but you're not a failure. Okay. You may have failed, but you're not a failure. How do you not become a failure? Well, you have to learn from those mistakes. You have to learn from the failure. You get kicked out of school. Hurts. Now let's move on. What can you learn from that experience? What did you do to get kicked out? Were you just not feeling good about yourself? Things are going on. You made bad decisions as a result. Well, start feeling better. Do things to make yourself feel better. Were you hanging out with the wrong crowd? Well, let's try to hang out with different types of people. Are you just floating around without any focus? Well, try to find and explore things you may be interested in to keep you focused. And now, if you're at a new school, let's try some different strategies that you never tried at your old school. Let's start listening to maybe you're not going to like all your teachers. You may not connect with all your teachers, but can you find one to connect with? Can you embrace this new path that you're on? Right? That's how we learn from our mistakes. You have to make adjustments. Now, something simple. Let's just break it down to something simple. You're learning how to skateboard. The first major trick in skateboarding is the ollie, right? No one ollies on the first try. No one ollies on the 10th try, but you just have to keep doing it. Your body, mind, eyes, ears, feet, they start to adjust over and over and over and over until you land it. And then you're not going to land it very well, and you keep doing it until, boom, one day, hours later, days later, for some people, maybe even months because they didn't focus on it, you can ollie and you can land it crisp every time. Some young people I know like to paint fingernails. If you're right-handed, it's so easy to paint the left side. But now you go to paint the right side with your less dominant hand, and it feels strange, right? Smudges. The lines are just not smooth, and it's like pulling, and it's, oh my God, I don't even know what I'm doing. But over time, if you stick with it, guess what happens? You know the answer to that. So now here's a personal story. My wife and I struggled to have children for several years. Then we decided to foster adopt. We fostered a baby girl for 8 months, and then her biological father came into the picture. The day the social worker came to pick up our baby girl to take her to her father was one of the hardest days of our lives. I had never heard my wife sob so hard and wailed in the arms of her mom. It was a sad day. It was a sad week. It felt like a failure. But fast forward 2 years, we now have twin 5-year-olds. When the time horizon is long enough, is there even failure? Or is it just a stepping stone to something better? So the next time you face failure, remember, you have a choice. You can let it hurt you for a long time, or you can choose to learn from it.